Welcome into Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Meghan Payton. We've got news, rumors, injury updates, all of that coming your way. But if you guys are not subscribed, join the family here at Chat Sports. We are going to keep you updated all season long. The videos are free. All we ask is that you help us out here. Subscribe. Go to youtube.com/Seahawks TV or just press that big red button, whichever is easier. Make sure you do not miss out on any Seahawks content. So we've got a lot to talk about today. The first one being probably the most important information, which is Russell Wilson. We do have a Russell Wilson injury update. And let's start with that. Pete Carroll is saying that Russell Wilson's going to be really close. He said that today on a radio show. He sounded pretty confident. Now, I'm not saying that we know for sure that Russell Wilson's going to be playing in that Week 10 game, but also he took to Twitter earlier today saying no more pin. Time to win. So hours before he tweeted this, Pete Carroll was saying it depends on how long it's going to take for him to get the pin out. Funny enough, he had it removed today. He posted this picture along with his tweet. I mean, I was just looking at this before the show. I mean, that was in someone's finger. It's kind of crazy to think about. Anyway, that is out. So that is good news. It is positive. We don't know for sure yet. We're not getting too hopeful, but this is all moving in the right direction. So this is good news for Seahawks fans. I'd feel at least a little bit more encouraged. Now, he's got this week to kind of relax, kind of, get healthy. And I think that, we'll see. We'll have more updates as the week goes on, but I am hopeful that he's going to be back. And the Seahawks have missed him. I know Geno Smith played pretty well last week, but Russell Wilson, you can't compete with this. A 72.0 completion percentage. He's had 1,196 yards so far in 2021, 10 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, and a QBR rating of 125.3. But this is going to be a hard game for Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, or Geno Smith and the Seahawks. The Green Bay Packers right now sitting at 7-1, Seahawks at 2-5. So no matter what, it's going to be a difficult game. But we've said it before, we'll say it again. The Seahawks are kind of in a must-win situation with most of these games coming up. I mean, really 2-5. I'm glad they got the win last week, but they've got to keep this momentum going. So it's time for me to ask you guys, do you think that Russell Wilson will be back after the bye? Are you feeling confident? If so, type B for back. And if you're saying, it's a little bit too soon, type O for out. I am confident that Russell Wilson has been getting healed. He's been feeling better. He is going to be back, I think, for Week 10. But if he's not, I think it's important that we at least touch on Geno Smith. How are we feeling about Geno? Obviously, we saw a good amount of improvement from him during this Jacksonville Jaguars game. Now, he was 20 for 24 in the Jacksonville game. He had 195 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he had a QBR of 128.3. Now, obviously, this was the Jacksonville Jaguars, so we can't just, not mention it. It is important to know that he was going up against a way easier defense. The Jaguars have not been doing well this year, but I do think that we saw Geno Smith just get a little bit more confident. He seemed way more comfortable connecting with the receivers. We talked about the different play calling that Shane Waldron did. I think those were all positive things that, honestly, if he had that going into, the Saints game, going into the game prior, I think he would have had a better chance at winning. But how concerned will you guys be if Geno Smith is going to be the guy for this Packers game? Scale it 1 to 10, 1 being not concerned at all, 10 being you are very concerned. Now, I like what I'm seeing from Geno Smith, but I will be realistic with you guys. I'll feel pretty concerned. I'm going to say 6 or 7, maybe a little bit higher. And it's not to discredit Geno Smith. It's just the Green Bay Packers are very competitive, playing very well. And so it's a hard team to play against, even if you have Russell Wilson. So I will be concerned if it is Geno. My fingers are crossed, though. I think Russell Wilson is going to be back. And by the way, I have something else to mention to you guys. Do you enjoy free stuff? I don't know who doesn't enjoy free stuff, but if you do, type Y for yes in the comments. And if not, hey, you're missing out. Type N for no in the comments. I like free stuff, and I really like what BetUS is offering you guys. Guys, this is the sports book that we all use use here at Chat Sports. They are a great sportsbook, and they are constantly having amazing deals like the one right now. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, you've got to use promo code Seahawks125. So the deal that they have right now is if you put up $100, it's going to turn into $225. $125 free. So that's 125% deposit bonus. Now, all you've got to do is sign up, go through these steps, and then place your first bet. Now, if you guys are new to BetUS, you can also get a free jersey. Lots of free stuff for you guys today. So if you want a Russell Wilson jersey, if you want a DK Metcalf jersey, those are your two options. You let us know which ones you want. Go to email us at jersey@chatsports.com. You just got to show us proof that you signed up. You use the promo code. You made your bet. We're going to send you guys over a free Seahawks jersey. But make sure you guys do this quick because the jerseys are going out. People are getting them. They won't be here for long. Do not miss out on this deal. Now, more injury updates for you guys. Chris Carson, who really, it's been surprising that he's had to miss so much time getting placed on IR, dealing with that neck injury. I think, it's became a little bit more serious than we wanted to think. Now he is eligible to come off IR whenever they return from the bye. Will this actually happen? Pete Carroll is saying that he needs to pass more tests before returning. When it's a spinal injury, there are great concerns we need to uphold. That's what Pete Carroll said. So they're wanting to be safe with him. They definitely don't want him to have to deal with more injuries down the road or potentially harm something in his spine. Obviously not things you want to worry about, but we are hearing that he is expected to practice next week after the bye. I think that would be really helpful for the Seahawks. He, hasn't been able to do much in 2021 just with the games that he has missed, but he has had 54 carries, 232 yards. His long was 33. He's had 3 touchdowns. So, I say not a lot, but it's a decent amount. The Seahawks have been relying, though, on Alex Collins, who we talk about all the time, who I love and think that he's playing great. And, Rashad Penny, another guy that I'm not saying that he's doing great. I think Rashad Penny is doing okay. Travis Homer, though, someone I'm very excited about. They've got guys in their locker room that they can be excited about. We'll talk a little bit more about each of them. Alex Collins, so far, he's had 10 carries for 44 yards on Sunday. That's what he had. But in 2021, he's had 74 carries for 304 yards. I like Alex Collins. I think, and I've said it before, I think Alex Collins can be as competitive and can be that number one spot. I think him and Chris Carson are pretty equal. So it's a good problem to have. If you have Chris Carson back, you've got him and Alex Collins, a great duo. Travis Homer, someone else I'm very excited about. You guys saw it in the game against the Jaguars, the onside kick onside kick. He returned that for a touchdown. I think we are going to see more and more of him, especially if Chris Carson is going to miss more time. But apart from that touchdown return, he had 9 carries and 60 yards in 2021. So we haven't seen a bunch of him, but I think it's going to be someone that we see more out of. Now, Rashad Penny, someone that has been on, the trade rumors around Seattle, whether or not he's going to stay in Seattle, I don't know. Probably it looks like it. We're getting close to that trade deadline. I think he's going to be a part of the Seahawks. I don't think a team really wants to invest in him just due to the injuries that he's had. So far in 2021, he's had 15 carries for 24 yards. Last week, he had 7 carries for 7 yards. So do the math. That's an average of 1 yard per carry. Not someone I'm as excited about, but maybe as he starts to get healthy, we'll see some more out of him. But speaking of trades, if you guys do not know, the trade deadline is Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. We are filming this right now. It is Monday, so trade deadline tomorrow. And we have seen some crazy stuff happen around the league. If you did not see it, Von Miller is now going to be part of the Los Angeles Rams. He is headed there. The Broncos received a 2022 second-round pick from the Rams, and they also received a 2022 third-round pick. So we can, debate whether or not this was a good idea for the Rams, but I think ultimately they're going all in for this year. It makes sense. They're getting a great guy in Von Miller, and the Broncos are going to be able to, get some more people for next season. We talked a little bit about playoff picture yesterday, but I just want to remind you guys, Green Bay right now, if the playoffs were to happen today, they'd be sitting at the number 1 seed at 7-1. Cardinals at 2, 7-1. Cowboys 6-1 at the third spot. Bucks would be number 4 at 6-2. Then you look over to wild card. Right now, the 7-1 Rams would be a wild card team. That's just how the NFL works. The 6th spot would be the Saints at 5-2, and the 7th seed would be the Panthers at 4-4. Now the Seahawks are in the hunt, guys. I've said that they are going to have to win a lot of games to get back in this playoff picture, but I think a wild card spot is definitely not out of the question. They are in a competitive NFC West, so we are in a must-win mindset right now. So I ask you guys, do you think it's important that Seattle makes a last-minute trade? They go all out. They try to get a guy, help out their roster. Type T for trade if you like that idea. And if you're just thinking about next year, you can say P for pass. I say T for trade. Let's go for it. And a guy we've talked about and a guy that I really like here is Xavien Howard. How can you not like him? Now, one of the Bleacher Report's trade deadline bold prediction, they have Howard going to Seattle. You know, as we've talked about, he's renegotiated his contract this offseason with the Dolphins. But, I mean, he asked for a trade before the season. He's clearly not extremely happy there. The Dolphins aren't doing well. I think that Xavien Howard would love to be traded. Will the Dolphins do it? I don't know. But honestly, are they going to want to have to deal with renegotiating again in the offseason? Maybe not. He has still been linked to trade rumors. Matt Lombardo, he took to Twitter earlier saying, one name that appears off the trade market, according to sources, is Xavien Howard. It's always possible Howard winds up part of a Deshaun Watson blockbuster, but Miami has no plan on moving him. So, I mean, it's kind of wishful thinking, but it's fun. And I think that if Seattle was able to create a deal with the Dolphins, it would be well worth it. You'd have to give up a lot, though. I am saying that the Seahawks receive Xavien Howard, and in return, the Dolphins get LJ Collier, who we've heard, you know, the trade rumors about him. They also get the 2nd round pick this year. Sorry, but that's what you have to do. And they also get a 5th round pick. We would really expect Xavien Howard to be worth a 1st round pick, but we gave ours up to Jamal Adams, so that is not possible. This is my trade idea for the Seahawks to get Xavien Howard. Now, the trade deadline, I'm reminding you guys, it is tomorrow, Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. We are going to keep you updated. I promise you, if anything happens, we will be the first to let you know. So turn on your notifications. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss out on any Seahawks trade, rumors, news, updates, all of the above.